What's going on YouTube? I just wanted to make a quick video while I had it on my mind. I was putting these trucks on this skateboard. So, the Matrix, the Simulacrum. I was actually talking to my wife today about it, and a very interesting conversation between me and her kind of led to a process of, kind of an analogy of what's going on with the world we live in and the copy that this world might be of a real world. We're talking about a simulacrum, which just means a copy of. If you wanted to do an operation on someone, let's say someone had cancer. If you wanted to do an operation on them, but you had to try different things, and these things may cause death. If you do something wrong, you say the wrong medicine, it could kill them. Or let's say it's a major surgery, and they may only have one shot at it, or like an example with cancer is like it could be a cancer that's going to kill them within weeks, within days, or it could be a cancer that can be mild, like a skin cancer that can be taken care of pretty easily. But let's imagine that the real world and the copy, the simulacrum that we live in, basically the simulacrum is a way for them to do surgery. And as I was talking to my wife today, I was saying, like, imagine that they could clone you and try things on your clone. Imagine that they wanted to try different medicines, but it might kill the real you if they did that. But if they had a clone of you, they could try many things. Even if that clone died, they could make another clone and try again with different medicines or different procedures to try to get rid of the cancer. Now, with the copy of our world, it does really seem like that there's something completely fake about this life. The five senses make it seem so real, but deep down, when you really do this search in the soul, in the spirit, you can tell there's something off. And it's like, with the negative programming that we have daily on the news, on the life, the bills, and the circumstances that everyone might be going through that really causes stress and depression and anxiety, thoughts of unaliving and things like that. It can get very, very hard in this world, especially for people that have been dealt a shitty hand, especially starting out in life. It's really hard to get set up in life if you don't have people that have kind of put a path there for you. But back to the copy, the simulacrum, or the matrix. Basically, whatever's going on in the real world, they're trying to solve it through this world. And it would be like me being able to put a program into a computer, and I could have 1,000 years worth of data in hours through that computer or through that simulation. Where in the real world, I cannot do those things because it may cause an actual effect where, it can't cross over. Where I can do surgery, back to the surgery, I can do surgery on the clone without worrying about if something may go wrong. With this world, they're trying to figure something out about the real world. And maybe it is a catastrophe cycle in the real world. Maybe it is they're trying to build the perfect world, and they're trying to see what needs to be fixed, whether it's it's the races of people, whether it's languages, whether it's diseases, whether it's catastrophes, whether it's greed, money, the yin and yang of life. You don't know a good day unless you've had a bad day. You don't know a good time unless you've had a bad time. So, with the situation of this matrix, the best way that I could put it is basically, this world is like the clone that they can operate on without it affecting the real world. It's like they're trying to work on a cancer in the real world, but they're using this simulacrum to kind of do a scientific experiment. But that's all I really wanted to say. Especially with me and my wife talking today, she's really being open to the whole information. Leading to 2040, how it seems that the elite are really playing out the Bible, playing out the seals. It really does seem like that, especially with history repeating itself. But this time, history will be a little different because we have this thing, where the elite are kind of throwing it in our faces, where maybe in the past people didn't even have a clue that something was about to happen. Maybe the ones that were informed, yeah, but we're kind of in a world where people have information to know what can come in the future. Where back in the 1900s, the 1800s, people weren't getting this information. It's kind of like we are the lucky ones to be able to kind of see where things will go. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on the simulacrum and the matrix because, the analogy I was talking to my wife today, it would just seem perfect to explain what we're living in. It's like they're trying to work the cancer out in the real world. And who knows what the real world looks like, It could be spiritual, it could be physical, it could be both, it could be completely different. I mean, we might have completely different bodies. We could have completely different eyesight, senses, everything. There's no telling what could happen, in the real world. But it completely makes sense to me that this is a copy so that they can work on the cancer.